Leah and Owen, welcome this afternoon, and we're going to do some updates on how each of you are progressing in terms of your outreach, networking, and interviewing as appropriate. And Leah, we're going to start with you, and I'm just going to top line the circumstance. We are now in late June. In late May, you came over from Israel to New York City to handle the estate of your mother who passed away in March. And while you were here, the first week, you found out that you had been laid off from the position you've had for the last 4.5 years. From that, you've rebounded extremely well. We updated your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and then you've been networking like a madwoman. Okay. So if you could just update those who will be listening to this with what you've been up to and how you've gone about it, it's going to be better out of your mouth than mine.
Okay. So with LinkedIn and finding people that I haven't seen in a very long time, because I have been in Israel, it's almost 18 years now. So I've really literally resuscitated my network of people that knew me back then before and in New York. And
Define long time and back then before.
Okay, well, so I've been in Israel for 18 years, and and my last job was a title company for the last under 5 years, and before that was 13 years of not being in my field, and doing other things and building up other skills, and before that I had a 20+ year career in real estate, either as a paralegal or in title insurance, and that was my expertise. So
When you were
now, yeah,
when you were with the law firms back in the 90s,
yes.
you've reconnected with a couple of people who are either junior lawyers or some other thing, and they're now senior partners in one or more law firms. Go into how that connection or the reconnection worked. And the highlight here is people are damn glad to hear from you. Okay. And
Right.
how has that gone? Go ahead.
Right. So I went back to the firms I knew to see if I could find these people. When they weren't there, I searched for their name and found that one former associate at one firm is a partner at another firm. I reached out to him, said, "Hey, you may not remember me, but we worked together back in the '90s." And he says, "Of course I remember you. Let's get coffee." And we met yesterday, and he was really happy to see me. And I said, "Hey, we got caught up, and I followed your strategy, with my targets. And I said, I'm looking for, some, advice and, people to get back to, make some connections with people." And it did turn out that I had found out after that meeting, well, after I scheduled that meeting, that firm was looking for someone in a
Okay.
position, and he didn't know why, but he was going to check that out. But he did give me 3 contacts. One of them was also on a list that, Bill, you gave me through ChatGPT of
Right.
a natural person who was from one of the firms I worked at back in the day.
Whose
And
name you recognize,
yes, whose
correct?
name I recognized.
Yes.
And I both emailed him, and then he eventually accepted my LinkedIn connection. So I just need to follow up. I haven't heard from him yet. And then, my meeting yesterday with the attorney, I'll say his name is Michael, and so he gave me so the other 2 contacts were from the former firm that we both worked at, and they're both partners. And one of the partners responded to me rather quickly through LinkedIn. We have a 1 p.m. Zoom call tomorrow. He's
Okay.
very excited to talk to me. So there's that.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, yeah.
You just yesterday had the first of these 2 calls with current partners in these law firms. And by the way, if we're talking about something that happened 30 years ago, you must have been what, 12 when you started working there,
That's
or what?
right.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. I'm a prodigy,
So
child
so
prodigy.
so what happened in the meeting you had earlier this week that will prepare you for the meeting that you're going to have tomorrow?
So, well, the thing is that, I mean, look, this is my language. It's my culture. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
culture. It's a niche that I'm
right.
in. So, it's a very comfortable place. I don't feel nervous talking, to people in this field. And so, and his and the enthusiasm of this partner to reach out to me and ready to already, make a time with me, definitely is comfortable. Makes things easy, because in my field, it's, the people are pretty good to relax, be relaxed and chilled and be able to have the conversation and do what we gotta do. And so, so it was just good to, like, the meeting yesterday was really wonderful, and just reminding me of that comfortability I had all along before I moved to Israel. And
Right.
so it was just a nice smooth, kind of welcome back. It felt like a welcome back for me, when I had that meeting with Michael yesterday.
So, for anybody who's concerned about not having spoken with somebody for an extended period of time, what would your advice be?
I say, just trash the fear, do it anyway, because the worst case scenario is that they just can't be helpful. They may not be able to have something for you, but you won't know unless you try. And that's how I got the second call that's gotten postponed from this recruiter from a different firm because I tracked down another colleague who's a paralegal like me, and I worked with him at a different firm. And I called him up. He was so happy to hear from me, and told me, hey, I don't know if they have a position at my firm. If they do, send me their, if you find something on their sites, I'll forward your resume for you, which was good because I couldn't fill out certain parts that were hard that you had to fill out no matter what, because I didn't which was a college degree. So I couldn't fill that out because I didn't complete my college degree. I'm kind of grandfathered in. It's kind of a different, like at that time, it wasn't across the board required. I was kind of pre that. So I sent him the resume, and the same day, the recruiter from that law firm out in California emailed me right away that they want to talk to me. So,
When
you
you
know,
sat, great, terrific. When you sat down with Michael, describe how you used the word advice as part of the conversation and what was the outcome of that.
So I mean, the thing was that he did it. He had. I mean, I'm trying to remember how it came about. The thing was is that we kind of just got into chatting. I almost like, oh, I don't even know if I used it because we had such a smooth working
I'm
relationship before, so time kind of collapsed.
I'm shocked. You
So,
chatting, you chatting. I can't believe that would have happened.
so
But
well,
go
so
ahead.
does he. And we were just like, it just flowed. I didn't even have to worry about how I was wording it, you know what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
had history with him, and it was comfortable history, and it was just the time collapsed despite the time, the length of time
Yeah.
I last saw him. It was just warm, and he was like, I mean, because he was the one who initiated about meeting for coffee. It was like, of
Right.
course I remember you.
Right.
I didn't even have to ask. He was just like, let's do this. So
Which is which is fabulous. Okay. And what was the outcome of the meeting with Michael? He sent you towards somebody else within his firm, and then two other people, I think is what you mentioned to me.
Well, it was somebody from the other firm, a different firm that I worked
I
for,
say,
which
okay,
was number 6 on the list of what you sent me from
right,
ChatGPT, and then there were two other people from the former firm we both worked for,
okay,
and they're both partners. And so I had contacted them both later. Yeah, after when I finished that meeting, I just found an empty table right in the area, and I sat down and just getting myself to action. I didn't waste my time on the action. I sat down. I didn't have another appointment, so I just sat down right away, and I said, "Let me just follow up with these leads." I took it right on the spot.
right,
And just kept moving because I know that if I don't take actions and I don't want to lose momentum. I know
okay,
the importance of, so I've been pounding the virtual pavement is what I've been doing.
which is great. And ultimately, this is like a chess master at a public park playing 20 chess games at the same time. If you could keep walking around the tables to make moves at every game, you're going to eventually win one or more of the games, which the goal of anybody that I'm working with is to secure two or more viable offers somewhere near simultaneously. So two things happen. Number one, you have options, and number two, you have negotiating leverage. All
Right.
right. So you are on an intended time crunch because
Mm-hmm.
we're now at June 25th and you're in New York City until July 22nd. So you're
Correct.
going to be not only hitting the virtual pavement, but three or four boroughs pavement between now and whenever it is you get on a plane to go back. So either way,
Correct.
I just want to acknowledge you for taking the bull by the horns, even though you never see bulls in New York City, and really doing something with it. Okay. And
So
and
you
and
do in Wall Street.
yeah,
You don't know
there's
about the
one
bull in Wall.
there's one bull. Yeah, I
It's
understand that, but I'm
been there a
saying,
long time.
I mean, I'm sitting here literally on the lake border of Lake Champlain, New York and Vermont, and we've gone
Uh,
by several fields of cows in the
I
last
bet you
couple
have.
hours.
Bet it was
So,
beautiful up there.
and but the point is, you're taking the initiative, you're moving forward. Whatever gets in your way, you're going to run it over, and I mean that in a healthy way. And ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get the prize you're looking for. Okay,
Absolutely.
so this little dialogue here has been extremely helpful. not just for me to understand how you've been doing, but I think for a lot of other people who may be hesitating, like you were saying, just do it.
Right.
And we'll leave it at that. I appreciate your time, input, and I know that the outcome of your meeting tomorrow is going to be just as positive. So one thumb up.
Me too.
One thumb up. I'd put both thumbs up, but one of them is holding the phone. So
Thank you.